Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing. We are at race 2 at Long Beach for 15 laps again in the Lamborghini Huracan. This time Bidster is on pole position with Neo Stig alongside him. Blistering lap in qualifying from Bidster. And as we come to the line, get ready to go, and off we go. Lights out, away we go. Good start by everyone. A few people on the inside, quite close as we head down towards the first corner. Let's hope we get a cleaner race this time than the first one. As we go in towards the first corner, Bidster's in the lead. Neo Stig trying to go on the outside. Bidster gets round first. TY up the inside of Flapper there as they go around the first corner. Is where it all happened before, and it's happening again. Jay Houston runs into the back of Flapper and causes a massive pile up. And then everyone's trying to recover there, and then Flapper has to go to the grass to recover. So we'll get some more replays on that. Here's a view from the other side of the roundabout, looking at the incident on lap 1. As we go into the corner, Jameson goes into the back of Flapper, then everything goes to pot. Right, here's a slow-mo on board with Stevie. So you can see Neil and Jay make a bit of contact there. Jameson goes into Neil, and Neil can't avoid the wall. Jameson's going to go into Flapper ahead, then Seek has to avoid Neil, and then Stevie has nowhere to go but into him. So that wasn't anyone's fault there. It was, if anything, it was Jay Houston for knocking Neil offline. Here we are on board with Lilliam into the first corner. He goes up the inside of Stevie. Good move there. And then you'll see Jason comes across, bang into Neil. Neil has to stop. Lilliam has to hit the brakes to avoid him, and then unfortunately, nothing that Stevie could do, hitting the back of him there. Now we're on board with Neil. Now this is quite hard to diagnose this. As you see, they both make contact there, bang, they both turn towards each other. Neil goes towards the wall and Jay Houston goes straight into Flapper, so strange incident. So here's a slow motion from on board with Jay Houston, first lap. So you see, he goes near the wall, Neil's on his left, but Jay Houston goes near the wall, then has to come out and then hits Neil, and then as he hits Neil, then he brakes very, very late, and then bang into the back of Flapper, and then everyone else, just Constantine is up. So unfortunately, it was Jay Houston's mistake for hitting that wall initially at first, and then causing the pile up. Meanwhile, as we join back with the leaders, Neo Stig right behind Bidster. Bidster pulling a gap, trying to pull a gap on Neo Stig now, trying to get away. As we've got Neil Farmack and Stevie close behind. These are the ones that just got away with that incident. As they go into the other corner there, Callum is there as well. He's right behind as Seek 1. After being caught up in that pile up. I can tell you as well that Danny Quaver is watching this race. He's not actually in the race, he's just spectating from the side. We've got Flapper and RZR Blade very close when the camera sorts itself out. There we go. Flashing his lights, Flapper for some reason, don't know why, but probably just in the mood for it. And then into the hairpin to complete the first lap. A very eventful first lap, might I add, as we've got Neil Farmack and Stevie very quite close there coming down towards the first corner. Then we've got behind Seek 1 and Callum, two pairs that are quite close together. And Bidster and Neo Stig have swapped places. I think Bidster made an error there, so we'll get another replay. Here's on board with Neo Stig at the end of lap 1 on start of lap 2. Bidster into the first corner, rear end just goes round. He does very well to hold it, and Neo Stig does very well to avoid him. As we now watch Jamo and TY very close together. Sorry for the zooming in cameras, ladies and gentlemen. I've got no control over that. I can only just choose which car to go to. As we go out of there and down towards the little 90-degree corner here, TY right behind Jamo now, applying the pressure, and Bidster's still right close behind Neo Stig as well, so he's back on his case. Finally figuring that car out. As we've got a little battle back here, that's Neil Farmack and Stevie in the background, and then we've got a couple of cars close together at the back. Jay Houston is retired, unfortunately. Jay Houston's retired after causing that second corner collision. As we go around the hairpin, TY close behind Jamo, but not close enough to make a move yet as such yet. Let's have a look a bit further back. We've got Callum closing up on the back of Seek 1, flying Flapper in 9th place after getting caught up in that second corner melee. and RZR Blade behind him. So Blayton is the last of the current runners, but he's hopefully he'll be able to close up on Lil Yam in a few laps. As we have a look at the leaders here, Bidster closing up on Neostig. There they are. Neostig in the lead when the camera decides. There we go. Neostig in the lead. 7/10 of a second separates them as they come down towards the left-hander there, going through up under the bridge, over the rise. This is where the widest bit of the circuit, apart from the start-finish straight. And we go through that corner, very neat. Bidster's on it now. He's really on it. He wants this win. He had a good lap in qualifying. Finally got the car set up how he wanted to, and he's on it. As Jamo is still in third from TY. And then Neil closing up on them, so there's a line of 4 cars there. So that's worth keeping an eye on. As we've got Flying Flapper and Callum having a little battle here. Going down towards the complex as Flapper's ahead now. So Flapper's moved up to 8th place now ahead of Callum. So he's put the move on him. And we've got to watch out for RZR Blade making a move on Callum also. So we'll just switch to Callum now as the camera decides to do its own thing again. There we go. Callum very close on the inside of that wall and taps it, and that'll not do his momentum out the corner any good, but RZR Blade had to slow up there as well, so he'll not be gaining too much from that. As we look at TY still applying the pressure on Jamo. Jamo makes an error into the roundabout. TY's right on his case now as we go in towards these 90-degree rights. Got to be really careful of the curbs there as Jamo hits the wall on the exit, and the wall, not just the curbs. But yeah, the curbs are killers at Long Beach. You've got to be very, very careful. It's not a very forgiving circuit. TY's having a little look here. Just applying the pressure, just moving the car around, offline and online, just to make Jamo look in his mirrors and see what's happening, and then hopefully try and put him off in front. TY, TY's lost it. I don't know whether he hit the back of Jamo there, but he's lost it. He's gone into the wall. There he is, turning round there, so we'll get a replay on that. Here's what caused TY to spin on lap 4 as we go on board with him round this right-hander, and Jamo just starts to lose it a bit and goes a bit slow out the corner, and TY could do nothing there to avoid Jamo. That wasn't anyone's fault, just Jamo made a little mistake into the corner. TY was carrying speed and then couldn't slow down mid-corner, and then just contact was made and he spun. As we continue with Neil closing up to the back of Jamo now after TY's error, so Neil's turn to have a little stab at Jamo. Jamo doing very well for Team Yellow here. Mr. Consistent is Jamo. Just gets caught up in a few accidents, that's all. It doesn't help his cause. And Neil gets a good run out of the hairpin, but I think Jamo's got a good run as well. Side by side down the straight. It's all about who got the best exit, because they're all the same power, because there's the same car. Jamo runs wide and lets Neil go through. Or will he try and stay on the inside for the next corner? Nope, Neil's ahead. Neil is ahead. And he's got the position now. Jamo's not going to give up easily though, as we'll just have a little look further back here as we've got RZR Blade and Stevie and Seek 1 quite close. As we go in towards the first corner, nothing to happen there. RZR Blade very late on, very late on the brakes, almost runs too wide there. As there we've got Bidster when the camera, there he is, closing up on Neostig. Good to see him able to keep up with Neostig now. Neostig's been setting the pace ever since he joined the championship a few races ago, and he's really on it now, Bidster, to try and catch up. Neostig joined us at Imola at round 6, and it's now round 8, and he's doing very well as Neostig, setting the pace. He's come from another group and racing with us, and he's really enjoying it, and I think he'll be enjoying Bidster putting a bit of pressure on him, flashing the lights, saying come on then, let's go, party on. As they come down towards the first corner, we're just going to briefly go back and have a look at Seek 1 and RZR Blade's battle back here. So Seek 1 goes into the wall, RZR Blade makes a move, and Flapper's having a little look up the inside. Careful boys, Flapper goes up the inside there, good move there, and into the hairpin and should keep that position. Meanwhile, Bidster's right behind Neostig now, practically pushing him through the roundabout. As they go down towards the 90-degree right-handers. Be careful of the curbs here, boys, don't want to make a mistake. Bidster throwing the car in, sideways, putting all the pressure he can on Neostig, really trying hard. But you don't want to be doing that all the time, because he'll scrub the tyres. As they go in towards the left-hander here, Neostig out of there quite well. I think Neil Stig's starting to struggle with the car a little bit though, because he's running quite wide on some of the exits. Unless that's his line, you never know. It might just be his line round the corner. So we'll just briefly come away from this. Here's Neil Farmack with Neil Farmack's ahead of Jamo now. So Neil's past Jamo. Oh no, he did it earlier. Sorry, I'll just put my brain back in. Sorry about that, folks. Passed him earlier, didn't he? So as we watch Bidster now on the case of Neil Stig. Into the hairpin, Neil Stig runs a bit wide and Bidster just gets a bit of a squirm on out of the corner, putting the power on. Neil Stig's moving away just to try and break the draft a little bit, just to try and... He knows Bidster's there, he knows Bidster's going to try something at some point, but he's just got to keep covering it off for him. As he goes down towards the first corner, not many of the battles on track happening at the minute, so we'll just keep with this one for now as we've got... Bidster, Neil Stig makes a little error there into the wall, into the roundabout. Bidster closes up. He's really on it now. He's really on the case of Neil Stig. Just going to briefly go away from this battle here. They've got Liliam and Flying Flapper quite close when the camera decides to wake up and do what it should be doing, which it's not. There it is. And now it's Flying Flapper's ahead, so we'll go back to the battle for the lead. And Neil Stig defending a little bit from Bidster there, just going offline a little bit. Just to make the car wider, just to try and deceive Bidster into making a mistake behind him, but I don't think it's going to work. Bidster's a wily campaigner, he knows what he's doing. As I think Neil Stig pops up a bit of debris there and Bidster heads it, so Neil Stig with the assist and Bidster with the score. As they go in towards the complex section, Neil Stig into the corner very well there, and Bidster's behind, putting the pressure on into the hairpin. Let's see what happens to it. Neil Stig runs a bit wide. Bidster takes a very tight line there, but probably just different ways of just different driving styles, different ways of doing it. Bidster's flashing his lights again, saying, "I'm not done. I'm still pressuring you." Lap 8 out of 15 now. As we go in towards the first corner again. Not many of the battles happening on track, so we're going to keep with this for now. Oh, actually, I think TY's just... We've got a battle between TY and Jamo a bit further back. I think we've just had an incident there. We'll just get some... we'll get a replay on that. Here's a replay on lap 7. This is what happened to Jamo to make him lose time. Goes out the corner and then just clips the edge of that tyre wall and spins him round, and then does very well to move the car off the line and then rejoin safely. So that's what happened to Jamo. Here's a replay on Bogus Stevie on lap 7 as he comes to the hairpin. Goes around the hairpin and then too much power and then into the wall and then tries to recover and then tries to spin it round, and then now he's blocking the racing line coming out the hairpin. His teammate hits him and now he's got to try and get it going again. He tries to go towards traffic as Callum comes round, and then RZR Blake comes round and then tries to turn it around again and into the wall and then reverses and then eventually gets going. We go through the complex section, sticking with this battle for the lead. Seems to be a good battle at the minute on track. As we go down towards the left-hander. Out of it, Neil Stig makes a mistake. And Bidster's gone through, that's all it takes. And Bidster's through. Neil Stig just made a little error there. Now Bidster is the one trying to pull ahead, and Neil Stig's the one trying to put the move on. So we'll get a replay on that, because I'm not sure if that camera showed us a good angle. As they go out of that corner now, Neil Stig putting the pressure on. As they go out the corner, Bidster doing what Neil Stig does now, just to try and break the toe. Let's have a look a bit further back. There's Jamo in 5th place on his own. And a little bit further back from that, we've got Seek 1 with Callum behind him, and then I think we've got Stevie behind him in the background, just coming out of that previous corner back there. Got Blakeney and Liliam near the back, and they're going to be closing up. There he is, just behind. So that's a little battle that might develop later on into the race as we rejoin the leaders now. 5/10 apart. Bidster ahead. Head down. Getting on with it, and Neil Stig's lost it. Neil Stig's lost it again. Really big problems with that car as the camera's not showing us there. He's turning around in the background, so we'll get a replay on what happened to Neil there. He's on board with Bidster on lap 8. This is what happened to Neil Stig. Goes into the corner and just taps the wall on the inside, and the car just goes straight, and then Bidster goes through. Here's what happened to Neil Stig on lap 9. Let's give Bidster some breathing room. He goes over the curb, puts the power on, and then just the back end goes round, and then has to spin it round and resume. Unlucky for Neostick. As Bidster is in the lead as we look at Seek 1 with Flying Flapper behind him. Closing up to the first corner. Seek 1 through, nice. Very lots of curb there. Flapper's closing into the roundabout. Flapper's sensing another position here. Points go down to 12th place when he needs another point. He needs some more points. Points in the championship go 15 points for a win, 12 for second, 10 through to 1, down to the rest through the rest from 3rd to 12th. As we go out of that corner, Flapper's putting the pressure on Seek's having to have to think about using his mirrors at some point. So Neostick's 7 seconds behind Bidster now, so Neostick's thrown it away for himself in this race. Bidster just needs to keep it consistent as Flapper's right behind Seek 1 now. He's moving out to the right to go past. He's going to try and outbrake him into the corner. Seek 1's not going to give up lightly though. Keeps the pace round the outside, and then he's got the inside for this left, and just needs to position it to the right for the hairpin to defend, which he doesn't really need to because he can't get through there. Good defensive driving there from Seek 1. Much better showing than race 1 as they come down the straight now. Flapper's still behind. Let's have a little look at some other little ones up through the field. We've got Neil Farmack with TY closing up to him, so Team Blue running together in formation, 3rd and 4th positions respectively. As we have a look here, there's Stevie catching Callum. And Flapper's past Seek. Seek's made an error in the background, so we'll get a replay on what happened there. There's Seek having to recover. Here's what happened between Seek 1 and Flying Flapper into the first corner on lap 10. And they both slide together. Beautifully timed slide, except the Flying Flapper recovers his, and Seek 1 unfortunately spins round. Here's on board with Flying Flapper and the synchronised drifting team. They both go into the corner, they both drift. Flying Flapper just recovers his, and then Seek 1 spins just behind him. And then Blakeney's closing up, you can see there. So Seek 1 just recovering there, so made an error. As we look at Callum there, and Callum he's getting caught by Stevie slowly, so got to be careful not to lose too much pace. So everyone else a little bit more spread out now as the race goes on. It's just the nature of a street circuit. You get a few battles and then you get it stringing out. Here's Bidster in front, there he is, over the curbs. Still pushing like he's got a car behind him. It's the best way to try and keep a gap, is just to try and keep your focus, keep doing what you're doing. And he's closing up to a lapped car here, so we'll see. So I think that's Liliam, there it is, it's Liliam in 12th place. So hopefully blue flag's waving to let the leader through. Should be getting them now as they come down towards the complex section. Liliam, one of our Belgian drivers, up and coming talent within Neo Racing. He gets the blue flags, moves over. Merci beaucoup, says Bidster, and Liliam lets him go, and Bidster goes through. So we've got a little battle back there. I think we've got Blakeney and who's that? Blakeney and Seek 1, Lil's teammates, side by side, coming down towards the first corner over the line. And it's still side by side. This is gonna be close into the first corner. It's gonna be a battle on brakes, and Seek 1's Seek 1's gone really wrong. He's gone really wide. There's lots of reallys in that sentence. But Seek 1 goes wide at the first corner. He's off out a camera shot. And he's on board with Blakeney on lap 11 in towards turn 1. You should see Seek on the left there. Completely outbrakes himself. He says, I want to go down this street, you go that way. And I think Seek's down in 12th position now as Flying Flapper's catching up. He's on the move again, trying to catch up to Stevie in 8th place for another position. Lap 11 out of 15 now. TY and Neil running very close together on track. The battle for Team Blue, but remember, there's still running for individual points in the championship, but they won't want to take each other out. But the two very good, sensible racers here. Two of the cleanest in our group. Battling at it. This is going to be a good little battle, this, between Team Blue for team rivalry as we go in towards the little left-hander. Runs out wide. Neil's got under pressure from TY now defending. Almost contact between the two teammates there as TY as Neil defends into that corner there and gets a decent run out as well, so good work there. The approach is Seek 1, a lapped car. Neil Stiggs closed a little bit on Bidster, but I don't think he's going to be close enough during towards the end of the race, as TY there still trying to get past Neil, as I think they're just passing a car on their outside to lap. No, they aren't. He's there, Seek 1, and just gets out of the way. Not the ideal place, but at least he'll let them go as they come down towards the first corner now. Again, no other battles on track at the minute, so we'll stick with this battle for third. The last podium slot between Team Blue, Neil Farmack versus TY. 3 laps left in this race. Whoa, TY closes right up on Neil there. He's definitely got the brakes nailed down in that Lamborghini. Coming down into the roads, over the curb, very, very narrow. Oh, Neil hits the wall a bit. This is going to be TY's opportunity. Neil keeps to the left to defend. TY's on the outside. He's not going to make it through here unless he does the switchback, which he does. He tries to do the switchback and get the run, but the next corners are right. Neil's going to be on the inside. He's going to defend the position. Side by side, the two teammates almost touch, but very good driving there not to make contact, and TY gets the position. Very good driving there between them two. That just shows you can go side by side at Long Beach and succeed. Well done to Team Blue. Good show there. And TY gets the position. That's what Neo Racing's all about, ladies and gentlemen. And let's have a look through the order now. So we've got Bidster in the lead, lap 14 out of 15. 2 to go for Bidster. He's not going to want to make a mistake. It's going to be his first win since Neo Stig joined the championship and dominated proceedings. So it'll be a good confidence boost for Bidster here, as we've got Neo Stig with Lil Yam and Seek having Lil Yam and Blakeney having a battle, trying to get through them both, and they both let him go. Neo Stig was up on 2 wheels, trying to get past him. It wasn't the ideal spot, but got past him anyway in very flamboyant styles. We'll just join the Lil Yam Blakeney battle now as we go towards the last couple of laps, as Lil Yam's in front now of Blakeney, so Blakeney's I think Blakeney's falling back a little bit there. Yes, he is, just from different lines out of that other corner. Let's have a look at the TY Neil battle. Let's see if Neil's managed to keep with TY. TY's gapped him a little bit. There's only half a second in it though. One mistake from TY and Neil's going to be right up there to take that third position. Just because the teammates doesn't mean they don't want to battle for individual points. It's amazing how much you'd battle for third place than you would battle for a win. The morale's still there, as we've got Callum and Flapper Flappers closing on Callum within the last couple of laps as well. That's going to be one to watch, as we've got Lil Yam and who's that behind? That's Lil Yam and Blakeney there, and Neo Stiggs just ahead, who's just lapped them. So on lap 14 and 15, Bidster's just on his last lap now. Bidster's on his last lap. He's done a very good controlled race in this. He's kept Neo Stiggs off. Neo Stiggs made a few mistakes, yes, but all in all, you've got to be in it to win it, and Bidster's been in it, and he's about to win it. Out of that corner, still pushing as though he's got a car on his tail, but again, you don't want to slack off the pace, otherwise you'll end up making more mistakes. Sometimes it's best to just keep your head down and go for it. As we head down towards the last few corners now, we'll watch Bidster here coming through the last few corners in towards the complex, over the curb, and fling the car into the left. You can see Bidster's very aggressive driving style there, very rally-esque. Into the last hairpin goes Bidster, and out of it, very sideways out of the last corner, a bit of a celebration, and he's going to flash his lights in a minute. We should see him flash his lights. No, not this time, but still Bidster wins the second race at Long Beach. Well-deserved win, overdue as well. Neo Stig there in second place, his first second of the series after dominating since he joined at Imola. TY coming out the last corner there, just keeping his teammate at bay. Good battle between them two. Third and fourth for Team Blue. TY bringing home in front of Neil. Jamo's going to be fifth for Team Yellow. Another good haul of points there for Jamo, Mr. Consistency himself. RZR Blade will be sixth place. There's a little bit of a debris there, so RZR Blade will probably come through into sixth place. Stevie's going to be seventh, and in the background Callum is still under pressure from Flapper, but still one mistake could change things. as we go around the last corner. But yeah, Callum will keep that place. Flapper will be 9th. And then Liliam and Blakeney, they both finished because they got lapped, and Liliam was in front of Blakeney. Seek 1 bringing up the last position. Jay Houston in retirement, and Danny Quaver in 14th. So there's your winner, Bidster, and we'll see you next time, guys. Take care.